Just imagine this for a second. Your smart speaker, out of nowhere, announces the end of the world. Well, that's exactly what millions of people thought was happening, and it kicked off a massive online panic. Today, we're going to get to the bottom of it all. Let's break down this wild story of a viral alien hoax versus a cosmic discovery that is, honestly, so much more incredible.
So this was the audio that lit the fuse. A glitchy, kind of robotic voice. Supposedly Amazon's Alexa, just uttering 4 words that will send a chill down your spine. Armada approaching Earth. It was the absolute perfect hook for a video that was about to explode. A video claiming it had the pictures to prove it, straight from our most powerful telescope.
And just like that, the story went completely viral. It was all built around this one video claiming to have leaked images from the James Webb Space Telescope. And what did it show? Not some beautiful, distant galaxy. Nope. It claimed to show an entire fleet of alien ships. The idea of an invasion just took off, and the internet did what it does best. It freaked out, with a mix of total panic, some excitement, and a little bit of healthy skepticism.
Okay, so let's really break down this so-called evidence. The hoax was pushing this idea that the JWST found an alien fleet, and of course that there was a massive cover-up. But the scientific reality? Well, it's a lot less dramatic. Those ships were just well-known image artifacts, things like lens flare and digital noise from a telescope sensor. They were just deliberately edited to look like a fleet. This wasn't some huge conspiracy. It was just a really clever and kind of scary internet prank.
But you know what? Here's where the story gets genuinely mind-blowing. While the entire internet was busy chasing ghost ships, the JWST was making one of the most profound discoveries in recent history. It was looking at an exoplanet, K2-18b, and found not just water vapor, but also methane, CO2, and get this, hints of something called dimethyl sulfide, or DMS. Now, why does that matter? Because here on Earth, DMS is almost exclusively produced by life, like tiny phytoplankton in the ocean. This find makes K2-18b a Hycean world, a planet that could have a water ocean, and it's now one of our best shots at finding life out there.
So you gotta ask, why did this hoax spread like wildfire? Well, it's because it perfectly tapped into something people were already thinking about. Ever since that bizarre interstellar object, Oumuamua, zipped past us in 2017, some very smart scientists have been talking about the possibility of alien probes. The hoax just latched onto that curiosity, that collective hope that maybe, just maybe, we're not alone.
And this whole situation really brings us back to a fundamental rule in science, one that Carl Sagan made famous. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Look, the idea of an alien armada is absolutely thrilling, but this viral video, it offered zero extraordinary evidence. None. Just faked images and a bunch of rumors.
So, let's be crystal clear on this. The number of credible, actual alien fleets that the James Webb Space Telescope has found is exactly 0. A big, fat 0. And that Alexa claim? Amazon came out and officially confirmed it was just an AI glitch, not some secret warning from deep space. The machine wasn't spilling cosmic secrets, it was just making a mistake.
So what's really going on inside our heads when we see this stuff? There's a name for it. It's called Pareidolia. It's our brain's natural tendency to see patterns where there are none, like seeing a face in the clouds, or in this case, seeing a fleet of starships and a few random smudges of light on a telescope image. Our brains are literally hardwired to find familiar shapes, and the people who make these hoaxes are experts at taking advantage of that.
So, let's put it all side by side. The viral hoax? Based on fake images, its only goal was to get clicks, and it's been completely, totally debunked. Real science? It uses real evidence, like the chemical spectra from a planet's atmosphere, to find verifiable proof. And its verdict? Well, the search for life is still ongoing, and let me tell you, it's way more exciting than any fake story. And really, that's the big takeaway here. We can all just put the fake alien invasion to bed, because that lets us focus on something way more thrilling. The real, methodical, and absolutely mind-blowing search for life that's happening right now. And tools like the JWST are the ones leading the charge. So that leaves us with a really fascinating thought to chew on. We've learned to be skeptical of hoaxes, and that's a good thing. But with every new world the JWST looks at, we're getting closer and closer to a potential discovery. So what happens when we get a signal that we can't explain away as an artifact or a glitch? What if one day it's the real thing?
So, let's just quickly recap the journey we just took. We started with the viral panic that came from a really clever hoax. Then, we dug in and uncovered the factual truth by actually looking at the science. And in the end, we're left with this sense of genuine wonder about what's really out there waiting to be discovered.
Because in the end, it almost always works out this way. The patient, difficult, rigorous work of science tells a story that is so much more compelling and so much more hopeful than any piece of fiction that gets forgotten in a week. The truth is out there, and believe me, we are getting closer to it every single day.
Hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown of science versus fiction, make sure you smash that subscribe button and join us for our next explainer. We'll be right here helping you make sense of the complex topics that really matter. Thanks for joining me.